Okay, latest project. Install the sinks and faucets and the drains. So, vanities have been screwed in through the studs. There'll be 2 of them. So, what's next on the project list? Here's the sinks. 3 hole. We'll go with these Kohler faucets. What do we need? I still need plumber's putty and supply lines and the drain connectors. This is what it's going to look like. Stay tuned. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, share. Okay, this is what I've set up to make it easier for me to put the faucet on first. But I'll tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than missing parts. This piece right here is missing in this box. So I'm gonna have to call and get that piece. Luckily I've got 2 of them, but I'm still missing one for the other faucet, which is gonna slow up my progress. Could I do away with it because I used plumber's putty? Maybe. These are just like Play-Doh. Put it around, stops it from water getting behind there. But so this is gonna have to go in like this. Then I'll tighten it down. But step by step. I just made it like this to make it easy for me. It's easy to put it on, put all your connections on, and then put the sink in. Or you're laying on your back doing all the connections. I'll even connect the water lines. And then you just have to hook them up to the faucets underneath, or the valves. Stay tuned. Okay, faucets on. Plumber's putty, that'll just peel right off. Put that back in a container. Cold, make sure it's right. It turns it on, off, hot, on, off. The back side, here, this screwed in here. It says hand tight. I just use a little wrench here, tighten, just a little quarter after hand tight. Screwed it in here. These just popped in. So this is the hot water, which is going to connect here. This is the cold water, and the cold water valve will connect here. I'll put the lines on, and they go into the faucet. Okay, not all that hard. Just got to be careful because granite's heavy. Next is the bottom valve that came with the faucets. Then we install it and hook it to the faucets on the inside of the sink. And it's, you can do it, if the granite's already on, then you got to crawl under the sink and do it all. Of course, you got to make sure which one's hot, which one's cold. Usually the right is cold, left is hot, or red. I don't know if you can barely see the red. It's hot compared to cold. Then I'll put silicone along the edges and put the granite on, and then of course the backsplash will go on top of the sink. Nothing all that hard. And then the drain, just got to take your time and have patience because plumbing can be frustrating. Okay, so the water lines are on. Remember, tape, plumbing tape on the connectors. You always remember tight's good, tighter's broken. This is connected, the drain. These will go on the faucet lines on the inside. And then you got to connect the bottom drain to the drain that goes outside. So everything's tight, connected. You don't want leaks. Next thing, I'll put silicone on the cabinet. Put this in. And then just connect the water lines and the drain. This is what it looks like underneath. Everything's tight. Take your time, do it right the first time so you don't have to do it over and over again. And hope for no leaks. If you do it right, there shouldn't be any leaks. And this is better than laying on your back underneath the cabinet doing it, because it's all connected now. Well, this is the hot water line. I'll connect to the hot water faucet, valve, cold water, to the cold water valve, and then the drain. So that's what it looks like from the bottom. Imagine putting that sink in and leaning underneath instead of just doing it and then putting the whole top on top of the vanity. So it looks from the top. Of course, it'll have a backsplash that came with it. Now the big debate, simple drain. Boy, it looks real simple to install this way. Or the old-fashioned, even though it's got this crinkles to make sure of the offset. I'll probably go with this because the guy at Home Depot said he didn't like this because crud gets trapped inside the crinkles. This is the tape you put on the lines, which I did that already, so I don't have to deal with it underneath. And this, of course, is a plumber's putty. This is the plumber's putty. All I gotta do is peel it off. That way it'll stop any leaks around the valves. You know, if water splashes up there. But looking pretty good so far, and not all that difficult. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how the project's coming along. And if you've been watching the other videos, when I put the wainscoting around, wainscoting. But it's coming. Need to finish that shower. There's the toilet and the wainscoting. Actually, that's the second toilet I put in. Didn't like the first one. This is the final product. All works fine. Do a water leak, check leak. Water, check. Not a problem. And just feel around, see if there's any water leaks. This is an interesting contraption, but it works. Pretty simple. And no water leaks. That's just beautiful. And it'll hold water. Perfect. And when you let the water out, just check the bottom drain. And all seems to work properly. What would you pay a plumber to do this? Hundreds? You can't get anything done for less than $500 nowadays. So another project completed. And we'll do the same thing for this one. But also realize with plumbing, they're all different because nothing ever matches up perfectly. But I've already put the plumbing tape around the valves to make it easier. And I'll do the same thing with the other one. And get another project knocked out. Thumbs up, subscribe, share the information, leave a comment. Thanks. Okay, since I already did one sink in Vanity, let's see if I can get this one done a little faster. So I'll be putting this tape on anywhere the water will connect. Here, And I guess I could put some a little bit here and here. Maybe not required, but you can't really do that much harm. And then I'll be putting the plumber's putty. Remember, if you remember the last one, I put it on the other side of these circles. What I'll do is put them on the inside of the rims this time. Does it matter? Not really. And I'm going to hook up the water lines. It'll save a couple steps and hopefully go a little faster and smoother. Stay tuned. All right. Lines are on with the tape. We packed in the plumber's putty. And here too. Stop any leaks from the sink. So I think that's as far as we can go before we start putting it all together. I'll put screws in here. Checked to make sure these rings would go over, through, and up. So that's important. So I was going to put these water lines in, which they go right here. But if you did that, you couldn't get the washers on. So always check, save yourself some hassles. And we'll move the sink to a more easier position and put it all together like I had yesterday. And make it all come together. Stay tuned. Okay, faucets we're on hot and cold. Look straight. Hot on, hot off. Cold on, cold off. Water lines are hooked up. Got the tape. Everything's on tight. Next step, put those water lines in there. Screw them in here and here. And then they all connect with that three little Y-shaped plastic valve together. You get the hot and the cold all connected. Not too hard to do. But if you don't try things, you'll never accomplish anything. And it's all put together. There's the drain, faucet, the Y. This is the faucet, cold water, hot water. All I have to do is connect to the water lines. Not that hard, not that bad. And again, like last time, I'll put some clear silicone around the vanity. And the last thing you do is hook up the water lines and the drain line. You can do this, folks. And if all else fails, then you can call a plumber and pay hundreds of dollars. Okay, just put clear silicone. Looks white, but it dries clear. It's not that sticky, not that... You got plenty of movement to put on there and adjust. Remember, the heavy granite's not really going to move anyway, but that's just peace of mind. And just about done. Okay, now notice the drain here. That's a traditional sort of kind of. Those new flexible pipes are pretty good. Of course, let's test, make sure. I took the aerator out. This is the aerator tool. This is to make sure there's no crud in the water lines. They've been closed for a while. This is the other one. The backsplashes aren't in yet. I'll just silicone those in with clear. But they're placed there. And this one is the quick under sink mount drain. I don't know, not as pretty, but it was quick and not all that hard to put on. So Just the way it is. And then, of course, we look for leaks. See, this has more connections. Check everywhere for any water leaks. Again, it's not perfect. These lines are 16 inches. They could have been 12, so that goes here to here. Probably less than 12. If it's 16, that's what I had. So, but it works. And notice, I hope you realize all those shows and home improvement shows, they don't show you the mistakes. And even when they leave, it's a lot of good editing, because there's always mistakes. Thumbs up, subscribe, share the information. And let's put this back in. And of course, the aerator goes in here. And I'll use that special tool to tighten it up. And everything just works out fine.